I knew I wanted to be an attorney back in high school. I was drafted for a mock trial type competition, and I caught one of the other teams going off script, and I caught him in a lie on cross and thought it was fun. And as we were getting our critiques from the judge, who was a circuit judge at the time, she went down the road, and when she got to me, she looked at me and said, "Sir, you need to go to law school." And so I said that I figured at that moment that was something I should consider.
Similarly, I had a couple experiences in undergraduate college where I was working for a real estate company, and I was also working for construction companies. I was able to see the interactions between some of the attorneys and the businesses, and it was really interesting. And so I just continued to pursue that, and ultimately it became a desire of mine.
What drew me to construction law was early in my career, I was an associate just handling pretty much anything that landed on my desk. And I found I was more engaged and more interested in the cases that dealt with real estate and construction. And so over the course of the next few years, I began asking for those cases to find their way to me. And from that moment, I just decided that's the practice I wanted to be in. So it wasn't until I got into my practice that I learned that construction is where I wanted to be.
I had the opportunity to work in the business side of the field before going to law school. So I had an inkling that that was something I wanted to do. When I got out of law school, I didn't do any of that. And so I had the opportunity to switch firms, and the first file on my desk was a complex litigation construction defect case, and I fell in love with it. And so I wanted that to be what I would move forward with.
The personal characteristics are kind of a cliche. I mean, you have to have integrity, you have to be honest, you have to be hardworking. And so what I think gives us the ability to be successful is that we don't take ourselves too seriously. When we infuse humor in whenever we can do, and it lightens the mood. And just recently I was in a 9-day arbitration where at the end of the arbitration, the 3-panel arbitrators looked at us and said, "Thank you for trying to keep this light. It's kept everything kind of even keel." And so I think the ability to infuse humor, not all the time because it is a serious business, but when you can, it just lightens the mood, and I think that makes you more relatable.
Specifically, I think that we are relatable, and I think that that helps when you're talking to people that don't have a complete understanding of what we're doing. And so if we can pull from our experiences, we can lighten the mood a little bit. I think being relatable is a good value to have when you're in this type of litigation and adversarial process. One of the main things that we like to ensure whenever we are talking, whether it's a new client or a current one, is that the client sees value in what we're doing. So we try to approach it from a number of ways. When we initially get an assignment in, or there's an issue that comes in, we like to analyze it and provide them with the varying options and the potential outcomes of those options. Allowing our clients to see the value in what we do hopefully makes them repeat clients.
My style or philosophy when working with clients is to let them know that we're on the same team. When people call me to handle one of their construction or real estate problems, things are falling apart, and they look to us to help guide them through a system that they don't understand. And our clients very much don't understand the process they're about to go in. And so they feel like the whole world's against them at that moment. And I look at it as my job to let them know that we're on the same side, we're on the same team, and that they've got somebody who's going to advocate for them. And so just the notion that somebody is there on their team is a philosophy and a feeling that I want my clients to have when they engage us. Our firm culture we're at a very exciting time because we're developing that culture as we speak. And the firm culture is created through the people that work here. And so while you like-minded folks working at the law firm, you also want a diversity because it broadens the scope of where the culture can go. We place a lot of trust in our employees. We give them leeway and a platform to be the professional they want to be. And as part of that culture, the responsibility is on them to take the steps necessary to become the best lawyers they want to be. But we allow them to do that. We give them the resources, we give them the training, we give them the mentorship that they are seeking, but we also give them the flexibility and freedom to be their own professional. And that culture is still being defined as we sit here today, so it's a very exciting time for us.